Are the 49ers on the verge of a monumental shift this offseason? With key players facing uncertain futures, the decision-making table is set for General Manager John Lynch and head coach Kyle Shanahan. Will they retain the backbone of their defense, or are we about to witness a surprising exit? Stay tuned as we dive into the crucial choices ahead for our beloved Niners. If you want to stay in the loop with all things 49ers, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. The San Francisco 49ers are facing a tumultuous offseason, and as a passionate fan, I can't help but feel the weight of the decisions that lie ahead. With key players like Brock Purdy, Dre Greenlaw, Charvarius Ward, and Talanoa Huanga all in the mix, the future of our team hangs in the balance. Who will stay and who will be shown the door? Let's start with Dre Greenlaw. I know some of you might think I'm crazy for even suggesting he could go, but hear me out. Greenlaw has been a cornerstone of our linebacker core and is a true leader on the field. His contributions have been invaluable, and he's shown his worth time and again. However, there's that nagging concern about his health. At 28, he's recovering from a brutal Achilles injury. And while he's a beast even at 80%, what happens if he can't bounce back completely? Being stuck with a 30-year-old linebacker who's past his prime while still commanding a hefty salary could hinder our playoff aspirations. But let's be real. Losing Greenlaw would be a blow to our defense that I don't think we can afford. Now let's talk about Charvarius Ward. This guy seems to be the most likely candidate to be let go. Sure, he had a rough season, but we can't forget he lost his son. That's a heart-wrenching situation that undoubtedly impacted his performance. Remember his stellar season last year with a coverage grade of 86.5? He was among the league's elite cornerbacks. I believe he'll bounce back and could form a fearsome duo with Deommodore Lenoir next season. At 29, he doesn't have an extensive injury history, which is a plus. Can we really afford to lose a player with that kind of potential? Then there's Talanoa Huanga. This kid is a gem and arguably the best safety we have. He plays hard, can stop the run, and is decent in pass coverage. Yes, he has his injury history, having torn his ACL last season, but he embodies the mentality we need on this team. The emergence of Malik Mustafa might complicate things, though. If they decide to draft a replacement for Huanga, it could mean we're preparing to let him walk. But is that the right move? Huanga fits our system so well. Letting him go might be a mistake we regret down the line. So what's the verdict? It feels like Huanga is the most likely to hit free agency, but I wouldn't be shocked if Ward sticks around given his potential to return to form. It's a tough call for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, and as a 49ers fan, I can't help but feel anxious about these decisions. What do you think? Do you believe this is the right path for the team? I'm honestly torn. We need to think about the future while also considering the heart and soul these players bring to the roster. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on who should stay and who should go? Let's get the conversation going in the comments below. I want to dive into some crucial news regarding our star wide receiver, Brandon Aiyuk. Recently, head coach Kyle Shanahan provided an update on Aiyuk's recovery from that devastating ACL and MCL tear he suffered back on October 20th. As you know, injuries like these can be game changers, and they bring a wave of uncertainty for us fans. Shanahan mentioned that Aiyuk has been seen at the 49ers facilities, putting in the work on his rehabilitation. He's really putting in the effort, Shanahan said, which is reassuring to hear. It's not easy for a player to go through such a challenging recovery process, but the fact that Aiyuk is pushing through gives us a glimmer of hope. He underwent surgery in Los Angeles to repair his knee, and the initial phase of recovery took place in Southern California. But here's the kicker. He's been back with the team for about a month now, working hard and getting back on track. That's what we want to see. Now, let's think about the implications of this situation. Aiyuk has been a pivotal part of the offense, especially as a favorite target for quarterback Brock Purdy last season. His ability to stretch the field and make those critical catches can't be understated. If he makes a strong recovery, it could significantly bolster our offensive capabilities next season. However, we have to remember that recovery from such injuries is a long and arduous process. As fans, we can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. Will he be the same player we saw before the injury? It's a question that lingers in the back of our minds. Shanahan seems to be optimistic, and I can't help but feel that way too. But let's be real here. Our expectations need to be tempered. It's all about patience and allowing Aiyuk the time he needs to heal properly. Rushing back could lead to further complications, and we definitely don't want that. I'm curious though, what do you all think? Do you believe this is the best approach for Aiyuk? Personally, I'm a bit divided. On one hand, I want him back on the field as soon as possible. On the other hand, I completely understand the importance of a full recovery. We need him healthy for the long haul, not just for one season. And let's not forget the emotional roller coaster we're on as 49ers fans. The dreams of a Super Bowl run hinge on having our key players at their best. Aiyuk's injury could have significant implications for our playoff hopes, and if he's not back to form, that's a concern we need to address. The front office has to consider all of these factors as they plan for the future. As we look ahead, I have to wonder, how does this recovery impact our draft strategy? Are we looking for additional depth at receiver? Would it make sense to bring in an experienced veteran to fill any potential gaps? These are all questions that are swirling in my mind, and I want to know what you think. Are we confident in the existing roster, or do we need to make some moves to ensure we're ready for the next season? So, I want to hear from you. Share your expectations, frustrations, and thoughts about Brandon Aiyuk's recovery in the comments below. How do you feel about the direction the team is taking? And what do you believe our chances are next season if everything goes according to plan? Before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this update, and share it with your fellow 49ers fans. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any essential news about our team. And remember to activate that bell icon to receive all the latest updates as they happen. Let's stay connected, and as always, go Niners.